So, I want to say a few words about the shooting that recently took place in Orlando. First of all, I want to say genuinely that if you're watching this video, that I love you. And when I say that I love you, I know some of you may think, how can this dude say he loves me when he doesn't even really know me? Some of you I may have never even met, or some of you may be family who I haven't seen in a long time, or who I don't send birthday cards to, or when I say that I love you, what I mean is that I don't judge you. What I mean is that I don't see myself as separate from you. When I see you, or think about you, or read your thoughts, I don't think of them as thoughts that exist separate from me. I think of them on a spectrum of human emotion and human understanding that exists between you and me. I know it may sound like bullshit to some of you, but I promise it's true. When I think of you, I think of me, not in a selfish way, but in a way that reminds me on our deepest levels, we're the same. Externally, sure, we're dressed in different bodies and different clothes and different circumstances and situations. But those are all temporary things. Those are short-term things. My race, my socioeconomic status, whatever. It's bullshit. My particular politics or religious beliefs or worldview, it's all temporary. It's all fleeting. None of that is permanent. But what is permanent is this divine human spirit that exists within us. This divine universal spirit that exists within us. That's our connection. I'm talking about a love that transcends me judging you. You look at things from a mental perspective, from an intellectual perspective, and you have a certain level of understanding. But if you look at things from a spiritual perspective, from your heart, from your soul, that's where the depth is. That's where the real understanding is. So on the level of thought, when we say love, what we mean is an extreme version of like. I like you. I like you so much. I like you so much that I love you. All just judgments. If I tell you that I like you, I'm saying I judge you favorably. But the problem with that is it's still on the coin of judgment. And on that coin of judgment, like is one side and dislike is the other. You can't have one without the other existing within you. My focus has been transcending judgment and looking at every person as if I'm looking in the mirror, which isn't easy because people do horrific things, like this most recent shooting that took place. So I am not going to say anything hateful about the individual who was so separated from the divinity in himself that he chose to act this way. There'll be enough people arguing about what laws should be changed. There'll be enough people pulling you in opposite directions. We all make our choices, and all those choices have consequences. I don't need to feel any hatred in my heart for this individual because the universe will take care of him, or karma, or God, or what have you. That's not my place. If anything, I still have to look at him as a part of me and think, what elements of myself cling to a particular idea or thought or belief system to the point where I would sacrifice the well-being of others for me to continue that belief. The ego, the self, it wants us to be different. It needs us to be different for the self to exist, for the idea of me to exist. It puts up walls between us. It magnifies differences. It clings to ideas. It clings to perceptions. It clings to separation, which robs us of our divinity, because our real divinity exists in realizing we're the same, realizing that we are one, realizing that when I do something to you, I'm really doing that to myself. I didn't plan on making this video. But as I sat somber tonight at work, I felt like I could break away from the format that I saw in my mind and just speak a little bit from the heart. So, thank you for your time. Love, forgiveness, non-judgment. Everything connects. Love and respect.